So why did you end up writing the book, mate? Why was the essence of you wanting to get this book out to market?
Yeah, well, look, the genesis of the book came when I was 48. And I have always been, right back to when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, a very keen runner. And then when I was about 24, 25, life got pretty busy and I
Mm.
found that that sort of started to drop away. And I parted company from regular running for about 20 years. I, sort of got back in and did a bit here and there, but nothing consistent.
Mm.
And by the time I got to around 47, I was starting to get a bit disgruntled with where I was at. I was about 96 kilos. I weighed as much as I ever weighed. I was pretty stressed. I wasn't sleeping that well. I was getting 3 or 4 colds a year. Life just wasn't quite what it could have been. And I ended up having a conversation with myself. I essentially got a bit sick of the excuses that I was putting up
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
why I wasn't doing it. And so when I was 48, I just decided, well, that's enough. Let's commit to a goal.
Mm.
Obviously, 50 was just around the corner, and a lot of people use 50 as a slingshot to do certain things. Some people buy Ferraris. I decided that I was going to try and run another marathon. And so that's what I committed to. And so I tell you that because in the process of beginning that training towards getting ready for that marathon, I was just noticing what was going on for me physically, but also psychologically, and getting
Right.
really, really intrigued by it. And as I got into that sort of journey into my physical self, but also my psychology, I thought, I think there might be a book in this,
Mm.
and it's around getting back into exercise and physical activity after periods of disconnection. And that's essentially what the book is about, people coming back to exercise in midlife and how they can do that.
I absolutely love that. Now, mate, um, enjoyment out of physical activity and
Mhm.
physical activity can come in so many different forms. Can you just share with us what your next book is? Because I absolutely love it.
Yeah. So after I published the first book earlier this year, so it came out in February, I realized pretty quickly afterwards when I started talking to people, when I started blogging and doing other things, that I thought I'd missed a bit of an opportunity. And the opportunity that I felt that I'd missed is that in talking about taking enjoyment seriously in the first book, I didn't actually say that much about what some of those different options might be. I was like,
Mm.
oh no, there's a gap I need to plug. And so I got the idea to write a book, which we've now is just about to be published, called 26 Ways to Keep Moving. And essentially,
Mm.
what it is, it's an A to Z of different forms of physical pursuit. And the thing about it is the book has a structure all the way through. So it takes a different sort of physical pursuit, and it says, well, the description. What is it? Then the next bit is where did it come from? Where did it originate? What are the rules to the extent that there are any? And then the biggest part of each chapter is a story and a reflection from someone who absolutely loves what they have chosen to do. Right. So, for instance, A is alpine skiing, B is bog snorkeling. And I interviewed a guy who is the 4-time world champion bog snorkeler, right?
Okay.
And why I did it, and so the book has a range of conventional and unconventional forms of physical pursuit. Okay, skiing, everybody knows skiing. Bog snorkeling, no one knows bog snorkeling. Or not many people know bog snorkeling, but
Yeah.
but it's one of those things that's rather out there, right? And I put it in because what I want to do across all of the 26 things is get people thinking expansively and imaginatively about all the different things it's possible to do. Now,
Yeah.
Neil, the bog snorkeler, he's actually a cyclist, right? And
Right.
he just decided to go and do this because he thought it'd be a bit of a laugh. And
Yeah.
it is. And it's like this huge thing that happens over there every year. And he recently won for the fourth time, actually. He defended his world title. Um, but I think
Go tell.
there's so many things that are out there in terms of options for people. So we have CrossFit in there, we have dragon boating, we have fencing, luge, we have what else do we have? Table tennis, wheelchair rugby. I mean, it's a real kind of smorgasbord of different stuff, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is just by getting people to hear about the passion that others have for a range of different things, then we can start thinking a bit more broadly about
Yes.
what we might do. We might not go and take up bog snorkeling, but it might get us thinking about something else.
Getcha. Hey, there's one more. Extreme ironing.
Oh, extreme ironing. Yeah, this is a beauty. So I interviewed Amy, who lives up in the Blue Mountains. She's a canyoner, right? So that's the thing that she does. She abseils down waterfalls and rock climbs and does a whole bunch of stuff like that. But about half a dozen times she's done extreme ironing, which is all about taking a conventional ironing board and a conventional iron to crazy places, setting it up, and then like ironing a tea towel or ironing a t-shirt. People have
That's
done
one long
extreme ironing
extension
off
cord.
the
That's one long extension cord.
yeah. Well, people have done extreme ironing, base jumping. They've done them off the back of speedboats. I mean, all sorts of crazy stuff. Again, it's just people having fun with physical activity and movement. She's a canyoner, but she
Yeah.
does this as well. And so I just thought it'd be a nice kind of humorous thing to have in there, again, to sort of bust people's kind of minds open a little bit about what are they thinking about and how are they conceiving physical activity and their different options.